charge that you guys were targeting Backstrom's head yesterday?
There's no reaction really. It doesn't make sense. We don't. I don't know any coach that would tell his team to go after somebody's head. It speaks for itself. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Could you see it being an independent thing where maybe players maybe they were on their own volition wanting to do something?
No, it's just it's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. Okay, there's always going to be emotions in games, and there's things that are happening, and like I said, there was 3 cross-checks, and they penalized one and suspended one, and so, but we're not whining about the referees and what's going on here. We need to win the game, and we need to win the series, and that's where our focus is on it. And that's what it should be.
Once a suspension's been given out, does that change how players do go about their business after the whistle and in those scrums, just knowing that the league will do that?
No, I think the one thing you got to do is you got to play between whistles, and there's scrums that happen after whistles, and you got to be disciplined enough not to put your team shorthanded. And that's, as I mentioned the other night, we're just one of many series that have all the same things happening. So this is not unique. This is playoff hockey.
How much of this, Claude, do you think is, trying to cause a sideshow, distraction, something like that, the typical gamesmanship that you see here in the playoffs when you see things like this going back and forth?
I don't know, and that doesn't really matter because we're not falling into that. We, as I told our players, we just got to focus on what we have to do to win the series here and win a game. And there is still a very, very good team with or without him in the lineup. So there's no ifs or buts about it that we're going to feel confident tomorrow because he's not in. I think even Dale mentioned they won some games without him, and they've beaten us without him in the lineup. So that's not going to be an issue. Our issue is going to be, again, about us trying to get better as the series moves on.
Well, the games that they did have during the regular season without him, that they beat you guys, what were they doing differently? Is there anything schematic-wise, or is it just guys playing up to responsibilities?
No, I don't think it's a little different because, in an 82-game schedule, I think the few times we played them, we may not have been at our best, and they came in our building, I think the first time they played us, and they were really, really good, yet they hadn't played that well before that. So it's the ebbs and flows of a regular season. So I think right now both teams are really focused on being at their best, and that's what makes a series interesting. And, no matter what is happening here as far as the rivalry is concerned and the emotions and everything else, I think there's still that respect that exists between the two teams that know that we know that they're a good team, and we're not just saying that, we know it, and we respect that, and that's why we know we have to be at our best and that we got to keep improving, and I'm pretty sure they feel the same way.
It's obvious you must have liked what you saw in video, the fact that Krejci and Bergeron were still switched as far as the lines went out there today. What did you like about what you saw during the game with those different numbers?
Well, it's more of what I liked about the individuals. Milan played good. He was solid. He was playing a physical game. He was skating better. He carried the puck better. And he was just a better player. And with those line changes, some of those guys, even Marsh was a little bit better. And again, he's got some areas there that he wants to keep getting better at. And as I mentioned about Siggy, I mean, he's got some shots in this series. I thought he battled a lot better than he had in the first 2 games. So to me, everybody improved. So you keep going with that. And the one thing I do know is that if I decide to put the old lines back together, they're very familiar with each other. So that won't be an issue.
Claude, it seems like every year the scrums get more and more, the hits get more and more brutal, more and more suspensions. Is there anything that can be done to sort of quote-unquote clean this up, or is this just playoff hockey?
Well, it's very, I read something about an agent. It was Alan Walsh made a comment about that stuff, but, they're the ones that are representing these players, and these players are all part of the PA. And, the fact is, I can tell you right now, and I said it again, there's not a coach in this league, not one, that is going to tell his players to target somebody's head. Concussions are a serious and sensitive thing, and I think we all respect that. So anybody who thinks otherwise is totally wrong. now, when it happens in a game, whether it's one of our players or one of the other teams or whatever, it's not premeditated. It's not something that's asked about from organizations or coaches. It's something that happens in the midst of a play and in the heat of the play. So somewhere along the line, everybody's got to try and educate the players to be a little bit more careful. That's what we keep trying to do. But there's not a game in this world that is faster than ours right now. And it's always easy to criticize, but it's sometimes tough to make those split-second decisions. And sometimes it'll happen, and the guy knows, and he regrets it, and he apologizes, and he's sincere, but the damage is done. So somehow we're all trying to figure out a way to minimize that. And instead of criticizing and attacking that, we should all be working together in order to make it better. And I think if coaches, players, general managers, the organizations, and the league, if we all work together, including the PA, that's the best way to resolve it.
Claude, do you think that might just be a reaction from a coach defending a player? Do you think that might have been the purpose behind that?
Well, if it is, it's a normal thing. I don't blame Dale for defending his player if that's what he's trying to do. That's, to me, it's going to war for your team, and that's why I'm not commenting more on that. I'm not going to comment on his comments of protecting his player if that's the case. But if he really believes the other way around, that's the part that I don't. Being accused of headhunting is ludicrous.
Any progress on McQuaid?
Nope. No, still the same.
Off
Yeah.
the ice.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, everybody.